My name's Ryan O'Quinn. I'm the owner of Bombs Away, and we are a pooper scooper pet waste management company located in the Bay Area, California, Campbell, California. Well, back when I saw you last, we were probably about 6 years into the business, I believe. So now we're about 8, 9 years into the business. I had an idea to franchise the business back then, and it hadn't, I knew nothing about franchising. So we decided to go the franchise route just because of the ease of scalability and the resources it takes to open corporate territories and corporate-owned businesses locations. Because you would have to go in and provide the resources, the capital, the human capital, whatever it is, and open that, workers, money, time. That's the biggest expense. And then you have to make sure someone's going to be there the entire time to run and manage it, to deal with all the daily operations. Franchising gives you the opportunity to provide a great brand or a business model to other people that are looking to start a business with the blueprint to grow it and scale it with less bricks to the head than I took, and everyone else that starts on their own. So we went that route because of that, the scalability. For what we do, the business model is subscription based. So you start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clients, and you really don't make too much money until you really got to grow it. And then once you hit kind of critical mass is when it really starts to become pretty nice. It took me a year for my first 49 clients in the first year. 49 clients in 1 year, yeah. And I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was like experimenting with Google ads and trying to, it was all a learning experience. And then after the second year, it was about 200 clients, 100 clients, maybe just over 100 clients. And then I got to a point around 115 clients where, recurring monthly clients. So whether they're bi-weekly or multiple times per week. So the great thing about this industry is its simplicity, and it really is. You can start it as a side hustle and keep it as a side hustle. You can give yourself a job and just get out there and scoop the dog poop yourself, or you can turn it into a big giant business and scale it. I don't like to go small. I like to go big or go home, right? Plus I have nothing else to do. The great thing about the business, when I wear this t-shirt, it's true. Dog poop has changed my life. Would I have ever thought I got into this industry? No, but it's completely changed my life, and it could completely change other people's lives. So to give you a little background on the financials, first year we had about $50,000 or a little over $56,000 in gross revenue after the end of our 49 clients that first year. And then it's grown like every single year, it's grown like 50, 60 to 100 or over $100,000 plus per year in gross revenue. So the subscription-based model is the holy grail of business models, and this is what really adds value to this industry. That, coupled with the simplicity of it, the scalability of it, it's a recipe for success. And we've got the blueprint. From the beginning, I thought everyone would pay for it, right? But then I've learned over the years that most of our customers are mom and dad. They both work, both professionals, busy with their 9-to-5 job. They have kids. Kids are involved in activities. Whether the kids are like little babies or teenagers, they're busy, and they just one less thing to have to do, one less thing we can get off their plate, or we can get that off their plate for them. So that's pretty much our target market, and most of our customers there. And we have people with physical disabilities too, need our services. So it could be a want or a need, they need it. Kids these days, they're not gonna go out and pick up their own dog poop. So it really is like, they hire us, they know we're gonna come out, scheduled time, and it's gonna get done. So we work with apartment communities, HOAs, cities. So we do have an account with the city of Sunnyvale over here where we install and service their waste stations on their Greenbelt Park. So that would be kind of a larger commercial account. Then we have, most common ones are HOAs and multifamily living communities. So we'll go install and service the pet waste stations there, or we'll do general grounds cleanup. We also do pressure washing too for some of these places. The commercial accounts are, if you can get them, they're pretty lucrative. So they're good accounts. Back then we were just getting into the franchising industry or model. I didn't know anything about it. That was a huge obstacle, was just learning about the franchise industry, being totally green. And so, figuring all that out, how do you get franchisees? How do you offer the concept? YouTube, Google, that's where I started really. Podcast, just trying to learn as much as I can about it. And then you just piece by piece, it gets a little easier. Some of the first conversations I had with leads coming in were just terrible. I was like, I didn't know what they, like how, like there has to be an agenda or a structure to your conversations, and I had nothing. Like it was. So how are you doing today? Have you ever ran a business before? It was just like, I mean, you have to ask some of those questions, but there was no structure. There was no it was just winging it. And then things get a little, you learn a little bit, you tighten things up, you improve things. That's just pretty much everything. Flash forward to today, where we do have a few franchisees onboarded and learn the process, how all that works, or the best way to go about it. So when a lead comes in, we reach out with an intro. I send out an email with a link to my Calendly page. They can book a call. I send them a little digital brochure and an introduction video as well, so they can get to know me before the call. And then we hop on the call, just learn about them. It's really about learning about them and what their goals are as a business owner and where they want to go, and see if they're a right fit for our system, because it's all about the brand, and you want to make sure you have someone that doesn't want to run off and do things their own way. So then we have a process where our next call we set another call on that call, or another meeting on that call, and then we go into maybe our operations and our marketing strategies and how that looks. And then we send them the FDD, which is the franchise disclosure document. It's basically lawyers talking to lawyers. It's a good thing to read before you go to bed at night and put you right to sleep. But there's 23 items in that FDD that are critical to the business, and they're very important. So we'll go over the FDD with them after they read it and go through it first. And then at that point, and then after that, we'll do we'll make some introductions to the franchisees so they can get to see what their experience is like, a validation call. And then we do like a discovery day where they can come out and check out the facility, go out and do a ride along, check out the vehicles. And then at that point, it's about time to pull the trigger or not. So
you make that last decision. You say, okay.
Yeah, I do, exactly. Ultimately, it's my decision whether I want to bring them in. I think they're the right fit, or it is. So it is my decision. And luckily, I've been blessed with a few good people coming my way. That's how that works. So our first franchisee is located in Palm Springs, California, which is down in the Coachella Valley, really hot. So he's been in business for almost a year. January 25 will be a year. And then the second one is Albuquerque, New Mexico. And the third one is our partner up on the peninsula here in San Mateo County. So that was one of our territories that a corporate territory we owned, and it already had customers, and we sold it off as an enhanced territory. Startup territories, no customers, they're doing well. So the Albuquerque location hasn't opened yet. So it's sold, but it hasn't opened yet. So the Palm Springs location is doing well. He's doing great. He's loving it. He's really enjoying it. The guy's great. I've noticed this industry works in any market, really. It's a proven concept. So the markets that do really well are the ones that have inclement weather, really hot weather, where people just don't want to be outside. And so snow markets with big spring cleanups, those are huge money-making opportunities with the snow melt. So those markets do really well. All markets do pretty good, but I would say those markets do a little bit better. Well, for retention, it's all about the customer service, and just providing great service, and just being super communicative with your customers and taking care of your customers. We treat them like family, that's the most important thing. You get to know them and their dogs, and so our operations manager, April, is she's the face of the business. And so she's kind of like an extension of their family almost, and the dogs love her, and the dogs get treats every time we come to the yard, and they're literally following us around waiting for it. They know what to expect. But it's getting that bond with your customers too. You don't do it with you might not have the opportunity to do it with every customer, but there's a lot that do. And you just have to be, personable and really, be a people person. As far as growing and scaling the business, it's really the tried and true. It's There's no, Alex Hormozy says it best. There's silver bullet. It's just a bunch of golden BBs. It's doing a lot of little things, or like maybe a few things consistently, running the Google ads, putting out content. It would be a great thing. As I've learned from the last video that I had no idea that we'd have as many views on that as we did. So that's why we're doing, yeah, that's why we're doing round two. Sticking with a few things and then learning the, optimizing those things, and then figuring out like where the constraints are in your business, because put more money into these ads and in your business isn't ready for that growth. You're gonna have holes everywhere. You need to plug up those constraints. But going back to it, it's been Google, it's been Facebook, it's been referrals are a good thing. It's been truck wraps, our vehicle wraps. They get a lot of attention. I mean, I would, if any of my franchisees ever asked if I don't have to wrap a vehicle, yeah, no, you definitely, the vehicle wraps bring in, I mean, people post, they'll take pictures of our trucks and put them up on Facebook. And then I've got a friend tagging me, look, you've got, it's free marketing, yeah, or whoever it is, but it's one of our trucks. So those little things. So back then, I think we might have, I don't really remember how many we had back then, 22. We probably had about 4 or 5 employees, and now there's about 5 or 6. We've worked on our routing. We dented up the routing so that way we can add more stops on a route and maybe less drive time. We've added a couple trucks to the fleet. We've actually sold one of the trucks to our franchise partner up in the peninsula too. I had a discussion with a guy the other day who was a lead looking into, franchising with us, and he asked that question also. Basically, I mean, it depends on what your business goals are, really. Like, are you the kind of person that needs to like build something from the ground up, and do you want to build your own brand? Do you want to take the time to go that route? You need that significance, or you need that, then you should do that, because honestly, I wouldn't want to bring in a franchisee that couldn't do that on their own to begin with, or actually couldn't do this business on their own. You're just going to get there 10 times faster with us. So you have the blueprint, you've got a brand that's established. I mean, we're a 5-star rated brand. We've got hundreds of reviews. People know us. That takes years. That takes years. And
how long have you been doing this for, Mike?
8 years now, 8 or 9 years. Almost close at the end of 2016. So like November of 2016. If you want to get into a proven system that has, I mean, you're going to avoid so many bricks to the head. You're going to save a lot of money. You're going to have a path of success. You're going to shortcut that path of success. So that's why you come with us. You're part of something larger. You're part of a group, of a network, a system. Other franchisees connect with each other. Hey, what's working in your business? This isn't working here. What's working over here? So you have that feedback. You have that community of other business owners.
This is just going into it blind.
Yeah, going into it blind. And that's what I did, because, I'm that person that has to go hit my head against the wall 10 times and figure it out myself. So that's kind of the difference. So I told him, instead of paying hundreds or thousands of dollars a month throwing your money and testing things that work or maybe don't work, you can pay a smaller amount in royalty fees and have support, a network, a system, and a blueprint of things that work constantly. I found myself as well as my operations manager, crew leaders. So that's the cool thing is, yeah, exactly. So he saw the value in it real quick, and he was like, okay, but that's exactly what it is. But I mean, I respect the decision of someone to go on their own. And I actually had another call with a guy, this was several months ago. So he's a franchisee of a dog grooming concept, and that franchisor is not doing too well. Like, they're not taking care of him. They're not supporting him. They don't answer his questions. They just don't provide the support that they should. So he has kind of a bitter taste in his mouth due to that. So he reached out and was, looked at us, liked our model, and we had a good conversation, and we had a good talk for a while. And then he ended up wanting to go out on his own and do that thing.
Yeah.
He did. Well, he's in the East Coast. He wanted to go out and like try something on his own, and that's the thing. And that's what I did, and that's what I would have done.
Yeah.
But back then, I didn't know the value of franchising. I didn't really know. But you have to be, as a franchisor though, you've got you're in the people industry. You have to be there to support and really learn, yeah, exactly. So like, you got to be there for your franchisees and really do it for the right reasons. And it's not all about money, and it's not about the royalties. I mean, it's about your network and your brand and helping others. Like, My goal really is to get these like dog poop changed my life. Like I never thought I'd be in this industry, but now I've built it up to a point to where this thing really has changed my life, and it's giving other people jobs, and it's changing other people's lives through dog poop. I mean, it's like the funniest thing. Like I was at Starbucks this morning and the girl, she's like, how did dog poop change your life? It really has. It's one of those things where you can get into it. There's really, the barrier to entry is very low. Yeah, you can get into it if you got the right mindset and the right attitude, and you want to learn, and you're coachable, and you got the grit and determination to make it happen. We can make dog poop change your life too. The next 3 to 5 years, I mean, now we're really focused on franchise growth and development. And I've learned a few things over the last year or so, and now it's going to be improving those processes and systems and really building out a good franchise, just a good system, and really try to tighten it up a bit and support our franchisees, help them get, really drive profitability into their business. We're going to be we test new softwares, we test new strategies, new marketing concepts at our corporate office. And then if those things work, we roll them out to franchisees. And it's just going to be a continuous growth process. We're starting on the West Coast now, and we're going to move from the West and expand slowly across to the East Coast.
Why is that? What guys that go west to east?
To densen it up. We're already located out here too. And if you have, say like I did the guy on the East Coast, he was in Connecticut. Say he did franchise with us and ever to fly out, go visit his location, that would be quite a trip. You build that density. It's kind of like with our routes, you build up the density and things, it makes things more efficient. So we're going to start on the West Coast and then kind of slowly move out to the East. At least that's the plan. If someone called from Florida or the East and we made a deal, I'd be good with it. I'm not going to complain. But that's, I've got a lot of learning to do too. And I really want to make sure that I'm giving it 100%. I want to give all my franchisees everything they need to be successful. I want to be able to look into their businesses and be like, how can we make this better? Like now it's like their business, my business is their business. And as much as I want to provide this opportunity to everyone else and like do it right, and I want to take our time too. I don't want to move too fast because I want to make sure I'm providing the right support and do it right. It's kind of like
it's like a marriage.
It's a 10-year agreement, right? So at least it is. It's a partnership. Not the core service, but it differentiates us from other competitors, other franchisers, or just other pooper scooper businesses in general. I found that pressure washing it really closes the loop on everything. It's very valuable with our industry and within our service. Other companies don't offer that. We do offer it. It sets us apart. It's something that they do. And how are you going to go into a backyard with dog poop all over the place? Clean up the dog poop and just leave it like that. You can't. Sometimes the hose just doesn't work, so you need to go out there. You pressure wash it, and then we apply a product called Wizzy Wash that completely deodorizes and sanitizes the yard, and it just closes the loop on poop. They can go to bombsawayfranchising.com, or they can go to our main website, which is getbombsaway.com, and then there's a link to our franchising page. Or you can give me a call at 669-200-1630. Just ask for Ryan.